going?
Oh, today's Friday night. There's a Roanoke Park meet. Oh, are they at the meet? No, that's not. Wait, are they at the meet?
That looks like your car.
Yeah, that's someone else's, but it looks like mine.
All right, friends. Welcome back.
Action.
Episode 2.
Action.
Action.
Action. Take 1. Episode 1.
Scene
Episode
1.
2. Scene 1.
Shaction.
Shaction.
Shaction. What's goody? It's Hero here and Fritzy again.
Yo.
Yogurt. That was terrible. Anyways, last episode we kind of introduced ourselves.
How's
and
the lighting? Are we even being seen right now?
I don't.
We can't deprive the world of our beauty.
Oh, there we go. Don't need that one. So, well, a lot of people are just gonna be listening anyway. So,
Sure.
Last episode we introduced ourselves, and yeah, we just kind of talked about where we are and why we love aviation, what we're trying to do. But we do have a very important update. I think. Do you want to?
Sure. I'll start.
Update them on,
Yeah.
on the update? Update them on the update?
Update on the update. The current update for the update is that we finally got our emails that we are going to ascend the pilot academy that Alaska is, I guess, is sponsoring the right word? I guess they're kind of sponsoring it, putting it together.
Sponsoring, monitoring.
Yeah. Anyways, Alaska has decided to start a pilot academy in light of the current pilot shortage to get more streamlined pilots who can't really afford flight training to get through and sign contracts to fly with Horizon, which is the company that we work for, which is Alaska's regional airline. So we are going to that pilot academy. It is going to be in Hillsboro, Oregon, which, if you don't know, is about 20 miles-ish west of Portland, known as the most affordable city in Oregon, which is still not even affordable. But luckily for me, I have some plans that I'm going to go stay with my cousin while I do the training, and Hero found a place to go. He found a room to go stay in. But anyways, the academy itself is going to be about 18 months max. Puta madre. Quitas perro. Hey, cerveza es buena. Anyways, so, yes. It's going to be about 18 months long. After that, we have to get our flight hours, about 1,500 flight hours. We're expected to have around 250 hours by the time we finish this program. So that leaves about 1,250 hours yet to get. By that point, we will have our CFI certification to be a certified flight instructor, which is the best way to get flight hours and get paid while you're doing it. And you will be making money and flying all the time. And by the time we get our ATP, we will be able to go fly first officer for Horizon Air and start our career as airline transport pilots.
Flying in the E-175.
Flying the E-175 because the Q400 is being phased out.
And just for context, we are in my car currently at a bowling alley in Petaluma, California. So
We just saw a friend.
yeah, we went bowling with our friend. Shout out Diane. Dima. So we have our windows down. There's people around us, so if you hear stuff, that's what's up. But yeah, we're chilling. That's really the scoop. I'm, like you said, we both got accepted. We're both starting in a month. Month today. Yeah, month today. It's really exciting. Yeah.
We're both hyped about it, just getting our hopes up, looking forward to not only flying every day, but, really buckling down and studying and be able to learn everything there is to know about flying, commercially, private piloting, commercial piloting, instrument, everything. We're just excited. It's all going to be mashed up. It normally takes people about 4 to 5 years to get all these ratings that we're about to be getting in 18 months, and that's the very max. Some people do it in 13 months. So it's going to be a lot of information, a lot of jam-pack studying that I think we're both willing to do and excited to do. And not only the studying, but we're excited to go make some new friends. Yep. They have a huge student community life at this school. I was just seeing on their Instagram about them doing a barbecue. They got to go see the air show practice over there. And so
barbecue each month. Every
Yep.
month.
Every month it's going to student barbecue. Lots of new people to meet. And of course, you're just right outside Portland, so there's all kinds of fun stuff to do. We're about 45 minutes from the water. Like I said, I have a bunch of family up there, so Hillsboro's kind of a second home. I've been up there a handful of times. So yeah, it's a fun place. You're right on the ocean. You're gonna be able to see all these crazy views from flying. Of course, the PNW is one of the most beautiful places in the country. So yeah, I'm excited to make some new friends. What else?
Just on the friends thing, I'm excited personally for the friends thing quite a bit because there's a lot of international students, and a lot of those students are Japanese, and I am, Japanese as well. So I am not hip with the current language terms and the stuff like that, but I'm gonna try to learn, and I'm gonna try to make some friends, and I think it'll be a good time because that's tapping a side of me that I don't really get to, I don't really have Japanese friends. So it'll be fun, and, hopefully I can make some connections, and then maybe it is a possibility that I do. Flying in Japan is something might be interested in doing. So having those connections will be really good. Yeah.
With that being said, I think it'll be funny for me to be a minority in the school, having.
True. Hey, how's it going?
How y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm chilling, bro.
Do you know him?
No, I
Oh, okay.
Why would I?
You know everybody.
No, I don't.
You really do.
No, I don't.
You're like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with this guy. Oh, I'm going to go over here.
He thinks that, but I really don't.
This guy has connections all over the country. I'm pretty sure at some point he was like some sort of mafia don. But anyways, I think it's going to be funny that I am a white guy living in America. Never really been. I mean, of course, I grew up, born and raised in the East Bay, one of the more diverse areas of California, which is one of the most diverse states in the union. But even still, I mean, white is not a minority. So even though my school is majority black and Hispanic, the town itself was majority white. So I've always had to fit in racially speaking, even though I am half Hispanic and half white. I was raised more on the white side because it's my dad's side of the family who is more prominent in where I live. So I never really got too much in touch with Hispanic roots of mine. So I always just felt like a white guy growing up in a predominantly white town, but predominantly mixed high school. But being able to go back to that for this flight school experience will be interesting. I've always had friends of all different races, so it'll be cool. I love learning about different walks of life, learning about different cultures, people's different experiences from around the world. So I'm actually really excited to be able to talk to people and make some friends from different countries. And being a pilot, being in the aviation field, it's so easy to travel the world because we all have flight benefits. We're able to go to these places for pennies on the dollar of what a normal person spends. So being able to, hey, I met this guy who lives in England, in flight school, so I'm going to hit him up. Maybe I can go stay with him while I'm there. Or I met this guy who lives in Poland, and I'm going to go stay with him, while I go visit over there. So it's opening up a lot of opportunities, opening up a lot of friendships, and learning a whole lot about the different cultures and where different people come from. And Hiro has said that he's going to get all his Japanese friends to bully all the white people. Yep. So we're looking forward to that.
That'll happen.
Yeah, the white guys are gonna be put in lockers and strung up by our underwear on the flagpoles. Yeah. So that's gonna be like high school. It's gonna be like Freshman Friday. Mm-hmm. We're all gonna have some fun with that. Yeah. Race horse. Yeah.
No, it's hella exciting every time I think about it. It's quite the process because it's like you're moving your whole life, and at least for me, my parents are. I'm pretty close. I'm close to my parents, and
You are very close to your parents, which is cool.
Okay, I'm very close to my parents, and I've literally been with them my whole life. Not you guys know what I mean, but
You've known your parents your whole life. I met my parents like 2 years ago. It was crazy. They didn't even show up for my own birth. Did you know that?
I mean, that's legit. That's how some people live,
Well,
though.
my mom didn't even show up for my birth. It was crazy.
This guy.
Spawned.
Yeah. So, it'll be difficult, and my mom is kind of, I would say, she's not like upset, but she is kind of upset. Like, she thinks I'm leaving a little bit too quickly, early, you know. But I totally understand that, and it is kind of sudden, but I think it's the right decision for me right now. And I'm excited. It's gonna be great because like the community there's seems really good. I get to be with this guy, and then we're doing something we want to do. We want to learn. We want to fly, and yeah. Getting a little distracted here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should talk about how we found out about. Tell them your story about the email, and then.
Oh, the getting the email or finding about Ascend in general?
No, the email.
The email. So, what's funny is, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Also, kind of backtracking a little bit is how you said it feels sudden, like just moving out of the house. It's weird because I guess I'll tie this all together. So, when we found out about Ascend, you know, we had put in our applications, and basically as soon as it got announced, and it took what, a month and a half to find out, to hear back. Even the first even to get our interviews set up, it took a month and a half. And so we were pretty sure that we were going to get in. We just weren't sure about like what was going to happen, like, you know, with wait lists. We saw that there were 700 applicants for the program. So we figured that we would be priority because we are the prime age that they're looking for. We have minimal flight experience, but some flight experience, which is exactly what they wanted. We don't have any of our ratings or licenses, so that's, you know, a plus for them because they want people that don't have bad habits. So that's we're kind of right, and we're already with the company. So we kind of hit all the check boxes of what they wanted. So we didn't have a doubt that we were going to get in. We just weren't sure when that was going to be. So it was crazy because it took so long to hear back, and we were kind of, I know personally I was kind of expecting to hear, oh, it's going to be 3 months before you can get in, 4 or 5 months before you can get in. But hearing that, we had the option to literally go within 2 weeks, like, because we could have signed up for the May class. So
but
being
then
able
we would have had to go to Redmond.
True, yeah. But being able to do Hillsboro location within a month or like 2 months of getting that was what really felt sudden, was when it's like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden we're hearing back and now we have this date selected. But getting back to getting that first interview, the first email, you know, every single day for that month and a half, we're like checking, refreshing our emails. I would get an email from Steven saying thank, and what his curiosity about. And I would be like, oh my gosh, what is this? And no, sure enough, it's just another work email. But every day I was checking, then all of a sudden I am at work one day, just setting up our bag well to get some bags going onto the aircraft. And I check my email, and sure enough, I see "Welcome to Ascend" as the subject. I'm like, oh my god! So I go and I run off into the ops room, and I see, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta check my email. And Nico was over there. He thought that was hilarious. One of our coworkers. And so I'm getting all that set up, and I immediately text Hero. I'm like, Hero, did you get the email? Did you get the email? And this guy, I get a text back that says, what email? And I'm like, what do you mean, what email? Like, we got into Ascend. I got into Ascend. I'm like, please tell me you got in. And it's taking for, he's like, oh, no, I'm not seeing it. Like, where'd you get it from? Blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, dude, check, like, refresh. Yeah, Brady Willis. And so I'm like, you gotta check. And so sure enough, eventually, I don't know, like 5 minutes later, he's like, oh, I got it. And so we were both really relieved. But that was just was that after the interview?
Yeah.
That was after the interview.
It was like 5 or 6 days after the interview.
Right. So yeah, that was the actual welcome that we had gotten in. And so yeah, that was crazy. And so yeah, I was so nervous that I got in and Hero didn't, which I would think would be literally impossible. But then after that, the tables had turned because we had to submit a new student application to get our start date solidified. And sure enough, within 12 hours, Hero hears back of when his start date's going to be. And it took me like a week to hear back. And so we were nervous that we were going to have different start dates. But of course, everything worked out how it's supposed to. And now we're all set up, just ready to go.
Yep, that's the story right there. I had just like gotten in my car. I was actually in this town and I was driving home, and I checked. I thought there was a chance I would get the email, so I had checked right in the car before I started the engine to leave, and it didn't have an email. So I left, and then probably like a minute and a half or 2 minutes later, I get a text from you, and it says what you said, like, did you get it? And then I was like, what? And I was literally like at a stoplight, and I'm like going refresh on my email, and I'm like, fuck, like, what is this shit? And then probably like, I want to say, I started, the light turned green. Yeah, skirt. And then about 30 seconds later, I see pop up like
Brady Willis.
Brady Willis.
Motherfucking
Yeah,
Willis.
the legend himself. And shout out you if you're ever
Shout out Brady. You're the
Yeah,
man.
shout out Brady. He gave me, so yeah. Oh, I'll tell him. Yeah, so I'll tell him about the. And yeah, and it was hella exciting. I called him, and then, yeah.
We were all hyped. I called all my family, just let them know all individually. Let my cousin know, hey, I'm coming up. I'm moving in. Get that freaking room ready for me because I'm about to be there. Yeah, it was really exciting. It was awesome. It was definitely, though, I had to put my excitement on hold, though, because I was really anxious about hearing back what my start date was going to be. Yeah. I was so nervous that it was not going to be what I wanted. And so I'm the type that I like to hold my excitement until I know that everything is set up perfectly. So I didn't allow myself to get super excited up until I got my start date. And even then, like, it took a while to even set in that it's real. And every day that goes by, it feels like more and more real. And so every day I get more and more excited, but it's just like I still feel like it's not going to completely sink in until June 20th, and we're there on that orientation.
Yeah. I called Eric, and then I drove to my dad's work, and he was like in the wood shop, like painting or something, and he was like in the spray room, so like they keep it closed and locked. So like I had one of his coworkers like bang on the door really loud, so like he'd come out, and they thought it was an emergency, so they came out, and then I was like, Dad, I got in, and then like it was nice, like I hugged him, and then yeah, and then out of excitement I went to Target, and I was gonna get a poster.
Out of excitement I went to Target.
Out of excitement I went to Target.
You sound like a chick going to go buy candles.
Out of excitement, I went to Target, and I was gonna buy like a frame for my Horizon poster that I have.
What, all 20 of them that you took?
Yes. No, I have like 50. And I out of excitement, I didn't even realize what I bought. I spent like $40 on it, and I got home and I realized you can't even put anything in it. And it says the thing says, "Darling, I love you, I love you, I love you," or some dumb shit like that, like over and over again. I'm like, bro, I really just spent $40 on this because I was excited.
How am I supposed to live, laugh, love under these conditions?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then me and my dad went to pick up my mom at work. Together, and then I told her, and yeah, she started crying, but
Make your mom cry.
yeah,
I know, you're just a sick person. I know how much you like to make her cry.
I'm like, yeah, I'm the worst son ever.
Right.
But yeah, that's how that happened, and people at work very quickly found out somehow.
Literally the day, so me and Hero had a whole conversation before when we got it. We were like, oh, are we going to tell people, like, you know, what's going to be the plan? Are we going to tell people together? And I was like, you know, I'm not really big on, neither of us are really big on making announcements or like bragging about our lives or anything like that. So we were just like, hey, if people ask, we'll tell them, but, you know, if not, then it's not a big deal. But Martha, of course, the sweetest lady you'll ever meet.
Martha.
Bless Martha. She's the best. She just retired about a week ago, but no, she's the best. And so the second that I walk in the door, she must have had mother's intuition or something, because she was like, "Oh, Eric, have you heard anything more about Ascend?" The second that I walk in the door, and I'm like, "Well, I guess the cat's out the bag." So I told her what happened. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you." She hugged me, and Martine was in the room, and he was all happy. He's like, "Unbelievable."
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. But yeah, so they were all happy.
Shout
and
out
then,
Martine, shout out Martha.
Yeah.
The double M's.
and it was
Eminem.
very Eminem. It was very
Mom spaghetti.
Mom's Valium in the spaghetti. Palms sweaty, knees weak. Mom's spaghetti. Vomit on my sweater already.
No, I don't know that many lyrics.
Oh my god. But anyway, it was very a sweet moment to go say, "Hey Steven, guess motherfucking what?
Yes.
We are out of here. We're gone." Well, I didn't say Hero, because I was like, I'm gonna let Hero say it on his own. So I was just like, "Hey, I got accepted to Ascend. I'm trying to go June 20th. Just so you know, I'm gone." He's like, "Okay, like, I'm happy for you, blah blah, womp womp." And so that was a very sweet moment. But then from then on, what happens is that Steven tells Wanda. Wanda tells everybody, and then from then on, we're just getting congratulations from everybody who we didn't even tell. But it's just how news spreads. So I'm glad that everyone found out and that they were all happy for us. We're excited to leave. Very excited to leave. It's before 16 flights a day. I feel like I had a point, but I don't remember what it was.
I think you hit the point.
I think I hit the point.
Yeah, because people found out, but they were happy for us, so it's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna talk about my. So I went up to Hillsborough to look at housing and to get a tour of the academy, like a week ago, I think it was, and he went okay. And it was a very pleasant experience. Brady Willis is the G over there, and he gave me a tour. It was a very...
So, wait, does Brady Willis, does he own it, or is he just like the manager?
He's not anywhere close to that.
Oh.
He's in the pilot development program.
Oh, right.
Wait, I don't... See, this is his information. I shouldn't tell him.
I don't think it's secret. Why would it be secret?
Yeah, but I don't want to be like... I don't know, because
I'm just trying to figure out his job title. I don't think...
His job title is, I think it's like, not onboarding, but like, accept.
So just purely like, like new recruit stuff.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
recruitment, yeah.
Recruitment, okay.
So, yeah, he gave me a really nice tour. They have, I think it's like a hangar, one hangar, and then it's kind of confusing because they have one hangar, but then they have like all these buildings that used to be hangars that they have like office buildings in. But I know I'm gonna watch this like in a few months and I'll be like, "You're so funny, Hero. You forgot." And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm gonna know exactly where everything is by then. But
It'd be like trying to speculate, like trying to say like random shit about STS.
Yeah.
Like, because we just know it back to the back of our hand.
yeah, it's like, is spot 1 next to
2? I think spot 1 is next to spot 4. That would make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, it was it's a pretty like, it's kind of what I expected, maybe a little smaller, but they have like these trailer park kind of things for the classrooms, and then
It's like the trailer park boys.
bro, but yeah, and then they have like a hangar, they have a maintenance hangar. They said they have like 35 people on staff for maintenance or something, which is
Oh,
insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, he said that some aircraft get fixed like in like a few hours. So that's really nice. And he said like, if you have any issues, you just bring it to maintenance, and then they'll work on it. And then they have enough aircraft where if you have a problem, you can just get a new one.
How many are in their fleet, or how many Cessnas do you know?
I think he said something. I forget it. I think it's about like, because there's like 40 or 50 152s, and then they have I think 20 or 15 or 20 172s.
The 172s have a backseat, right?
Yeah. So we can't solo ride on our solos
Right.
unless one of us becomes a CFI really fucking quick.
I thought if you had your private, you could have a passenger.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying solo, like your first solo.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll just have to video it from the ground. It's fine. I don't really,
Or maybe you can it's like mount the camera or something.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, that'll be
And
cool.
I'll get the cockpit audio for you.
Yeah.
And that'll be a big day. So, yeah.
Because
So
he's soloed and I haven't. So.
yeah. So for context, people who don't know, I tried to get my private about a year and a half ago. Actually, almost 2 years ago now. That's crazy. That's so long. But I have 43 hours right now, I think, and I was just about to get ready to do solo cross countries, but I didn't have my written done, and my flight school's like, you have to have it done before you do your solo cross country, and it was just, and a lot of things kind of came to that point, and then I just kind of took a break, and then that just extended onto things, and then I got busy and stuff like that. So, yeah, so I've already soloed, but going back to the facilities, one hangar, and then they have two simulator rooms. Yeah, two simulator rooms, and then they have like study rooms, and then they have dispatch, which is pretty cool. So you have to like plan your own stuff, and then you take it to like the dispatch people.
Make a flight plan.
Yeah, make a flight plan, check all your weather, I don't know, weight and balance, whatever. And then take it to dispatch, and then dispatch will look it over and make sure that everything you did looks reasonable. And they keep track of all the plans and this and that. So, yeah, and then the classrooms, like I said, a lot of people ride bikes there, so there's like a big
It's mostly Japanese.
yeah, but but everyone lives pretty close, so
Yeah, because a majority of them are in student housing, right?
yeah. Actually, I don't know if majority, but a lot of them are. So a lot of bikes, and yeah, there was like a whole group of Japanese people there when I visited. And so my mom struck up a conversation with like 4 Japanese guys, and they're like, "Oh, hey," and they were the same age as me. They were from Japan, and
Oh, really? Japanese guys were from Japan? That's crazy.
I'm Japanese and I'm from the U.S., buddy. But yeah, and they had 2 solos that day. So they did the whole solo thing where you dump the water, which was really fun to see, and then everybody was happy for him, and it was really cool, like a community moment. And Brady was like, "Trust me, these tours aren't always this good, but I'm sure most of them are like that, and it's just a good time."
Is there scheduled tours, or did he do a tour just for you?
Just for me.
Nice, 'cause I was gonna see about doing it with my parents too when I go out.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah. And then I looked at housing the next 2 days. A lot. The student housing is extremely expensive, so we kind of passed on it. And
You know why it's more expensive? It's just like why colleges do it is because you can include it in the loan. So it's like, oh, you can have more for it, and it's all and you just pay it off later.
I'm not sure. I think it's separate, but I'm not.
At least I guess I could be wrong because flight school does operate differently than colleges. But for colleges, you can include your dorming and your housing in the loan.
Dorming. So my dad found a place on Craigslist, and seems pretty good.
Bunch of computer nerds.
Yeah, Intel people that I'll live with, and yeah, the landlord seems really cool, good guy, and
Have you ever thought about how cool of a title that is? Landlord. Like, that's a cool name.
true. Anyway, so that was my Portland fun. Portland Hillsboro, sorry.
HIO, HIO.
Yeah, airport code is HIO.
Huo and Hio.
Huo and Hio. So, yeah, that was really nice to see, and it's daunting, but it's exciting. I'm getting, yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous about the workload. a little bit. Just
I am as well. And I actually emailed Brady about it, and I asked him, like, what happens if we burn out, or, like, will we burn out, or, you know. And he said, yeah, within reason, you can, like, take some breaks and, like.
I wonder what their graduation rate is, or like their dropout rate.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
And
Because I know generally, like general speaking, for just people getting their private pilots in general, it's a 90% dropout rate, I believe. It's something at least very close to that number.
90%.
I believe 90% of people who.
Is
and-
that like one flight and they're like, oh no, I'm done?
I think it's a
Because
mix.
that's big difference.
There was a YouTube video I was watching about like why people don't get their private pilot's licenses.
Oh, I've watched that before, I think.
And so she threw that statistic out. I never actually fact checked it. I just kind of believed it, but I'll look it up now.
Okay. So while he's looking that up, besides this whole thing, I mean, this is our life now, so I don't know. I want to talk about something else, but I mean, this is our life, really.
This is going to be like our whole life is going to be flying for the next 13 months. I mean, I think when we're CFIs, we can actually have a little bit of a. That's what I was thinking, though. I think when we're CFIs, we actually will have a little bit more of like a work-life balance.
Yeah.
But during this
It'll
whole.
be more relaxed and like we'll understand things and
Right. But I think while we're
it's smart.
in school, it's going to be our whole lives will just be flying.
I hope I don't run out of battery.
No, that won't. That would take hours. You have to have that on all night to kill it.
Okay. He's the car guy, as you guys can tell. But yeah. When do you say we end it here? 31 minutes.
I want to find it.
Yeah, we'll find the stack.
80% dropout rate.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, general aviation has an 80% dropout rate of new flight students. And I'm sure that for a pilot academy like this, I'm sure that number is significantly lower because it's not just a regular flight school, it's an academy. But still, I wouldn't be surprised if it was around like 40 or 50%. I mean,
My guess would be about 30 to, I want to say 25 to 35%.
yeah, I could see that too. But yeah, I'd just be really interested to know what that number is.
Yeah. Maybe go ask Brady that.
Yeah.
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 He's a cool guy. So, yeah. And we're
That's our
excited.
update. Okay, let's do a really quick top 3 things you're excited about.
Oh, you put me on the spot, buddy.
I've been kind of thinking about it, so I can go if you want.
Okay, go.
Okay, so top 3, I'd say the biggest milestone that I'm excited about is to actually have my private pilot's license.
Okay.
Like, because I think all like the ratings and everything after that will be cool, but I think the biggest moment is actually being a pilot. Like once you get that private pilot's license, is I think the moment that you can say that you're a pilot. So that's really exciting. Number 2 is just getting out of the house, getting out of California in general. Like just like I feel like it's a whole new chapter in my life. Like of course I've started new jobs, graduating high school. Like I've had all of these milestones, but I feel like actually moving out and going to a whole new state is just on a whole other level of like I'm actually like growing up type of deal. So that's really awesome. And then number 3 would probably just be like the community part of it is having a whole like kind of camaraderie. We're all in this together because even if we are getting burned out and it's a lot of work, like you're always gonna have people like in the struggle together. It's gonna be cool, and especially going in with Artie's like my best friend, like that'll be awesome too.
That was funny because those 3 are basically my 3 too.
Really?
Yeah, I think for me, the 2 things in my life that I feel like I somehow like I know if I set my mind to it, I can do it, but there's something that's like kind of blocking me, I feel like, from doing it. And I don't know what it is. It just feels harder to do. But those 2 things are like becoming a pilot. So whatever in my mind that means, if that's soloing again, if that's getting my private, getting my commercial, whatever.
That is an interesting question. When do you consider someone to be able to call them a pilot?
I would say private pilot.
Private pilot?
But whatever that means to me, once I get that, that'll be like that. I'm longing. I'm like, I want that feeling. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Oh, and the second thing that I feel like is kind of hard for me to accomplish is like kind of getting bigger, you know, like growing some muscle.
You know, I was thinking about that. I do want to start working out when I'm up there.
Okay, let's find a gym.
Yeah, let's do it. Like we can do like Planet Fitness, $5 a month.
Yeah.
Like that'll be perfect.
So perfect. so so that's number one, and number two, obviously, the whole I feel like I've been very like coddled and protected, and my parents have done a lot for me, and I feel like I just need to be just shoved into the world and figure it out myself. And I know I'm going to struggle a lot, but in those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I did this on my own, or like I figured this out and now I'm good at it, like those are the kinds of feelings I'm also excited for. So those are two. And then my third part is kind of the community thing, becoming friends, building friendships with people that you really feel the same way with.
Mhm.
You have, some very similar interests.
That's like kind of what
Yeah.
drew us together at first. Was like we just knew that we both wanted to be pilots, so it's like we got drawn together, and then a deeper bond was formed after that.
Yeah.
But it was just originally the similar aspirations in life was what brought us together.
Right. So I feel like that'll go across the board for all of the people there. And yeah, that was one thing I saw. I feel like people there weren't as competitive as I thought it would be. I'm not really sure what the inner stuff, the drama, if there is any,
Yeah.
but it didn't feel like super competitive.
But I like the term that competition breeds innovation, which it kind of relates to this where, I think it's the competitiveness that drives you to work harder, right? So like, oh my God, this guy is doing his solos, getting his private pilot's license. I want to be better than him. So it makes you like, you have like a friendly competition that drives you to work harder.
That too, but then you get into egos, and then you get into like, oh, I have to do this, and then like unsafe things can happen,
Good point.
unsafe habits. You could do some shortcuts, and then that can lead to unsafe things.
There's a balance. There's a balance of,
yeah.
pushing each other to work harder and
Yeah.
also like an ego, like a pissing
Yeah,
contest.
yeah, no, yeah, there definitely is. So, those three, basically the same thing. I just worded it kind of differently, but
Yeah.
just those are the top three things I'd say I'm excited about. Yeah, the development within ourselves. At least for me, I feel like Eric's a lot more grown up than I am, but
I think we've just had different. I wouldn't say more or less grown up. I think it's just different life experiences.
okay,
Yeah.
but
How do you feel about? I already have a girlfriend. Shout out Louisa, bisous. But how how do you feel? Do you like? Would you be open to having like a relationship or anything when you're there?
this is a funny question, bro.
This is.
Why is this?
I'm curious. We haven't really talked about this. I don't know. I know you, and I know you wouldn't be specifically looking for one. But would you be open for one?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah,
Hot pilot chick.
yeah. I don't know.
I think that would be beneficial. Having a partner who has similar goals as you is always beneficial.
Well, what do you mean? I have you.
I know, but we don't have sex.
But that it doesn't have to be sex. That's less complicated, and it makes things much more simple, straightforward. And by the way, we're not gay at all.
You had to clarify that. We are homosexual.
Yeah, we are homosexual.
We keep our socks on.
I feel like, yeah. I think I have to. That's the thing with me and like thinking about getting a job too, is I don't know if I can handle that. Like working. I know Eric is trying to get a job, but I don't know if I can handle that. So it depends. Like if it's a lot more relaxed than I think, or if I'm like on top of it and I'm better at things and I'm progressing. Maybe there's some space for me to venture out in that kind of world, relationships and working and stuff. But as of right now, I'd say I'm more on the closed book end of things than open.
For
But it's not
job.
completely
Yeah.
closed. No.
for a job and relationship.
yeah.
Gotcha.
No. For a
Oh,
job, I'm pretty open.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just I don't know how. Yeah.
You're trying to have. That's what I was wondering. Really, is like I know you, and I think you just want to focus on the task at hand rather than have any distractions. My big going back to the job thing though is my biggest inspiration is my oldest sister. She freaking killed it in college. Like she was a full-time student, and she had three. I guess you can consider it one job, but she was a babysitter and had three different kids to watch. And man, hearing her stories of like she would wake up like 8 a.m., go to class for 4 hours, go watch one kid for 2 hours, do an hour of homework, go back to class for 2 hours, watch another kid, do 3 hours of homework, then sleep for like, I'm not doing the math. I don't know if I'm doing the math right, but go home and sleep for another 2 hours. Like hearing her story, and she looks back on it, she's like, yeah, I have no idea how I did it all, but I just got it done. So I'm like, that's my biggest inspiration is like, if she can do it, I can do it. Me and her are very alike. And so whenever I feel like I'm starting to get burnt out or tired or something, I know that I can look back and get inspiration from my sister and just know that she was able to do it, so I know that I can do it too. So that's what I like about having older siblings, is that I know I can always go to her for advice, talk to her to talk about things with her that I can't always talk to other people about, or like my parents especially. And so I know that she'll definitely be a really good support for me moving forward into this new challenge, new chapter.
Okay, I have a question for you. Top 3 things that you will miss here.
Oh, miss here. Okay. Honestly, STS has really grown on me. I know, we both love to complain about it. We know we both, are exhausted of our jobs. But in the 6 months that I've worked there, I have really come to enjoy it. And going to work every day is fun. And, you never know what to expect. And problem solving, thinking outside the box, kind of knowing what you're doing. It's a lot of fun. So I will miss my job. I will miss being a ramp agent. I just thought about it the other night, how Wednesday night was my last RON, the last time preparing the airplane to sit overnight. Unless, of course, there's like some weird ops needs or something. But my last scheduled RON. So that was pretty sad to think about. Number 2 will be my my oldest sister. We're really close. My middle sister, of course, I'm going to miss her, and I'm going to miss my parents too. But me and my oldest sister are really close, so I'm going to miss her a lot, and my brother-in-law and my niece and nephew. And number 3, I mean, California as a whole, I just don't like the state, so it's not like I'm missing that. My family, and I've kind of drifted away from a lot of my high school friends. We were really close the past couple of years, but things have happened. Nothing like no major event, but just kind of growing in separate directions. So I'm gonna miss them, but that's not really gonna be a huge deal for me. Maybe the car community. I've kind of drifted away from that too, but I think it's because of this job and how demanding just the aviation industry as a whole is, that I've kind of drifted away from the car community. So I will miss going to meets and meeting new people that way. Just being here at the bowling alley, there was a group of 4 Subarus sitting here, and I miss my days of, rolling deep and going all kinds of fun with, 15 people who have Honda Civics, and we're just out messing around and having fun in parking lots and things like that. I know Oregon has a car community as well, but I don't know if I really want to get into that. I'm just going to miss kind of that old chapter of my life of messing around up until 2 a.m., partying and having fun. So I think I'm going to miss the community aspect of where I'm leaving, but I'm replacing that with an aviation community. So that'll be fun to kind of mix it up with. How about you?
My number 1 thing, obviously, my parents, my family, my dog, my house.
Oh, my dogs. I'm going to miss my dogs.
Yeah. Just that whole, like, clump of goodness.
It's like a safe place.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents, my house, my room, my dog, just everything about that. Same with me. I'd have to go with Santa Rosa Airport. Everyone there. I've built a lot of friendships there, not only where I work, but with other people outside as well. And
you have friends everywhere.
And I've a lot of memories there. Freshman year, I started volunteering at the Air Museum. So I've literally, you could say I've been working there for like 5 years now. 5 years. No, 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So, a lot of memories built there. A lot of just watching planes, plane spotting, hanging out with friends and making friends, and flying. A lot of flying and working. So, yeah. But yeah, definitely the biggest part that I'll miss is the people at Horizon Santa Rosa. And then the third thing, unlike Eric, I will miss California. Sonoma County, Sebastopol, just my neighborhood, the views, the weather, the sun. But it's all right, It's all right.
I'll say the one benefit I give to California is it's really cool that you can get in your car and pretty much within, say 4 to 5 hours, you can be at the ocean, the desert, the mountain, the forest, pretty much any type of terrain you can think of. California has it. So that is my one thing I will give to the state of California is its diversity in terrain.
And you could hop on a plane and literally like in an hour radius, you could go
True.
Anywhere. Yeah. Which is nice. Yeah. You want to wrap it up, or do you have anything else?
I don't really have any closing thoughts. We're looking forward to it. We're not as consistent with these podcasts as we have been, as we should be, I guess. But maybe our next one should maybe at least be after our orientation day, June 20th.
I think we should interview people.
Oh, true. We do need to do that.
We need to do...
So we'll have some goodbye interviews with our
team.
Our coworkers, and then that'll probably be the next one. Look forward to that. You'll get to meet all of our coworkers that we're leaving, and hopefully they'll have some nice things and some funny memories to share about us.
Like, you guys fucking suck.
We can't wait to see you leave.
Ditching us.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate
We are leaving
reaction.
pretty short-handed. Well, it's like us two leaving is like taking away like 10 people from the station.
Like,
we're a little overconfident in the things that we do for that station.
I don't like to brag, and I don't really brag often, but I agree with what he just said, and yeah, they're gonna be hurting a little bit for some time.
Mitchie's gonna have to step up.
Oh yeah. Well, I'd say he already is, but that's not even enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. No hate.
Never any hate. All love. You know who has a lot of potential, I will admit, is Evan Crow. He's been working. He has a lot of potential.
Okay.
I don't think he likes the job, so I don't think he'll be staying much longer.
That's like a complete 180 for you, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't care for him at first, but he did grow on me.
So, let me think of someone who I think has potential. It'd have to be someone after me. Fuck. I think Patrick has potential.
You think?
Yeah, I think Patrick has potential. I'm gonna give him that one.
Okay. You know who had a lot of customer service potential? Diane. Diane, I think, could have been the best customer service agent we had.
True. She's a mini Martha.
Mm-hmm.
And Martha did everything she could to help him.
Whenever it's rebooking, they always send Martha and Angie because they can make anybody happy.
Yep. Those are the
Aces in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the best. I think me and you are the best rampant LC, and Diane could have been the best customer service agent if freaking Steven just gave her that one day off that she needed for school. That's all she needed, and then she would have stayed. One day. But that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, that's.
So yeah, look forward to that. Upcoming interviews, you'll meet our coworkers. We'll see who we can get. What's cool about the new schedule is new schedule starts tomorrow, and we'll all be working together a lot, so it'll be easier to get things done, more videos.
I think we actually went longer than last episode, which is kind of crazy.
I know. I feel like we had less to talk about.
Yeah.
But we made it. I think this is an interesting one.
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
Oh, we had things to talk about.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm getting a runny nose. It's like smoky outside, and my teeth are hurting again.
Yeah,
so.
that's why I'm like coughing. It's because the smell, like my throat's.
You know what? Let's close it.
We're wrapping this up anyway.
Yeah. But yeah. Am I saying cheers again?
Cheers.
in honor of Karen.
Louisa liked that too.
I know.
Jeez.
Okay. Anyways, thank you all for listening, watching, and we'll see you in episode 3.
This is like episode 2.5 because we have a secret unreleased.
It's
episode.
secret. You have to pay me.
No one will
You have to
see.
pay us money to get to see it
We have a
because
secret edition. Maybe like when we retire, we will release
yeah.
it.
If we get a Patreon going and OnlyFans
Yeah.
going, and you give us a good amount of money, we'll.
So this is episode 2.5.
yeah, 2.5 and 3 will be coming soon. So
Yeah. Hasta lasagna.
yeah. Cheers.
Hasta lasagna.